spicing up this project a little bit using a new product called Decor Molds from Iron Orchid Designs. It's a silicone mold. You put paper clay in them, let it dry for about 24 hours, and then you can paint right over it, and it adds a really nice touch to your furniture. I'll be using them in all 4 corners on the fronts of this hutch and possibly in some other areas. I haven't quite decided yet. Let's go over to the project table and we can put some paper clay in these molds. These are the molds I'll be using today. They have lots of different designs. I chose this one because it has a pretty little mermaid. I'm using this paper clay. I bought it at my local craft store. On the back side it says it's ideal for sculptures, models, ornaments, scrapbooking, doll making, miniatures, rubber stamp art, jewelry, and much more. It doesn't say anything about furniture, but that's what we're going to be using it for today, and it's going to give this piece of furniture something really special to it. So to get started, I'll be using coconut oil just to give it some lubrication in between the silicone and the paper clay. It'll help with taking it out. Some people, well, most people actually say to use cornstarch. I don't have any, so I'll just use the oil today. So to get the clay started, it needs to be kneaded in your hands. The warmth of your hands will help to soften the clay and to get rid of air bubbles. So I'm just going to do this for a couple minutes and roll it like dough. So now I'm just flattening it out in the palm of my hand to make it a little bit thinner and easier to work with. I'm going to be making 4 molds of this little design right here. And then with a putty knife, I'm just going to press it in and kind of pull it towards me using some downward pressure. This part takes a little practice. You have to really pay attention to the design you're working with, and try not to have your trowel pull the clay up. Like if I were to put my trowel right here and pull towards me, it would start to pull it off that edge. So instead I'm just going to start in the middle and pull towards me like this, and this is just taking off all the excess. Okay, so I think this one's ready to be pulled out now. There you have it. There's the 4 pieces, and I'll also be using these 4 pieces here. I have all of my molds ready to put on here. I do want to point out that I'm putting these on while they're still wet. The directions say that you should wait 24 hours for them to dry completely before you do anything with them, but I can't because I need them to be pliable still. They need to go around the edge of this dresser, so I'm going to put them on wet and we'll see what happens. I'll just be using a sanding block to rough up the areas where I'm putting the molds to give them a little something extra to adhere to. I'll be using some wood glue on the back sides of these to attach them to this dresser. All right, let's hope that doesn't slide down the dresser. They look pretty even. Now I have to do the bottom parts of these doors. It is now the next day. I let the decals sit overnight, and what I did was I wrapped some tape around them to keep them in place while the glue dried. So I'm going to carefully take off the tape. Then I'll be using the American Paint Company color called Born on the 4th of July. It's a really pretty deep dark blue, and that's just going to go on the whole body of this piece. I'll probably end up doing 2 coats of that. Since this piece of furniture has lots of different sizes on it, I pulled out all 3 of my brushes. This is the large, the medium, and the small. If you guys are in need of a good chalk painting brush, these are awesome, and I actually sell these on my website at lovetruefurniture.com, so if you want to pick one up, just head on over there. The chalk paint I'm using is very thick, and since I am painting in the direct sunlight, I'll probably need to dip my brush in some water in between coats. I want to turn the glass cabinets into mirrors, so I'll be using a mirror spray paint to do that. And also, before I lay down the mirror effect spray paint, I'll be stamping on some bohemian designs with these silicone stamps from Iron Orchid Designs. Also, once the mirror paint is all dry, I'm going to spray some matte black spray paint over it, just so it has a black background so the mirror really pops. Okay, I put the stamps on. Now I'm going to seal that in with the Looking Glass mirror paint. I'll be spraying the back sides of the cabinet doors. And before I apply this, I'm gonna spritz some water onto the glass with my fingertips. The reason being is because I want it to look more like mercury glass, like an aged piece of glass, and this mirror paint will not stick to where the water beads are. So I'll put some water on, do a few coats of the spray paint, and then lightly dab the water beads off before I continue the rest of the journey with the spray paint to make a mirror. So let's get started. Okay, I got the cabinet doors back on. Now I'm gonna hit it with a coat of clear wax using my natural bristle wax brush. After that dries, I'll be filling in the detailed edges with a little bit of dark wax, and then one more coat of clear over that, and then I can put the hardware on. This cabinet has some pretty special feet on it, and I wanted that to be one of the highlighting points. So instead of painting over them and hiding them, I decided to just freshen up the wood on the feet using some General Finishes gel stain. The color I'm using today is called Nutmeg. I'm just going to rip the tape off the feet, use a cloth to rub it on and wipe it off, and they should be good to go. Alright guys, it's all finished. Thank you so much for tuning in to watch me do another furniture redo. I'll have links to the products I used in the description box below. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm very happy with the way this turned out. The antique glass looks really nice. I don't know if it's coming across on camera. I just hit 10,000 subscribers. Yay! Thank you guys so much for watching my videos. If you have any questions about this project, leave me a comment, and I'll see you guys next time for the next video. Thank you for watching.